All right, back for semifinal two here, and there is just going to be two semifinals and one final for this here tournament that I'm calling my father's favorites, based on the fact that it features four of my father's all-time favorite hockey players. Representing Pittsburgh in that regard will be Sidney Crosby, and this is the 2012-13 Pittsburgh Penguins. And representing Toronto for that will be Tim Horton, defenseman Tim Horton, number 7. So, and 7 being my father's favorite number, also there for to get another little fact in there. But so 7, I don't know, 87's kind of close to 7 with the 8 in front of it. Anyway, this has computed to be a perfectly even matchup here between the Pittsburgh Penguins of 2013 and the Toronto Maple Leafs, the Stanley Cup winning Toronto Maple Leafs of 62-63. The 2013 Penguins, who though they did not win the Stanley Cup, there was a fantastic Chicago Blackhawks team that year, came just shy of the President's Trophy, actually, because I'm pretty sure that was also won by the Chicago Blackhawks. Anyway, so Marc-Andre Fleury here will get the start for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Johnny Bower for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Though I will say that in this case, though I will not be using reserves. Actually, Toronto doesn't have any reserves. But and even Red Armstrong, I was looking there. I think he played in like 7 games. Maybe I was just looking at playoffs, though. I should double check because there are 2 Armstrongs there in Toronto. So I wanted to make sure I have George and I have Red. For Pittsburgh, if a reserves comes up, I'm going to assume that if these teams met one another in a time warp somehow, they're just going to bring the cream of the crop of their rosters. And so as I'm flipping through the cards, if I get a reserves or even a rare coming up and say a scoring chance or something like that, I'm just going to overlook it and flip another card. So I'm playing it a little simplified. And on top of that, I might be playing a few other things maybe a little differently than what you would see in the rules. And that's just it. It's simply differently. Anything else that I wanted to mention there beforehand? No, I think we're good to go, actually. Let's drop the puck and get this underway. The puck technically has already been dropped, so I think after a sip here at the Puck Drop Cafe, that was another name, actually, that I contemplated for the channel. Maybe I'll change it still. To be honest with you, I don't know, Hockey Unreal, it was something that's spontaneous, spur of the moment. Sounds a little pretentious to me at times. But anyway, technically it was Unreal Hockey at the outset. But anyway, we get 2 minutes off the clock here to start. So 2 minutes, up to the 2-minute mark, we won't get a scoring chance for either team. So we're going to take 3 more minutes off the clock now. So quarter of the way here through the first period, and we do not have a scoring chance yet. So a slow, tentative start. These teams mutually giving one another a lot of respect. Here up to the 6th minute we go now with a 63 for Toronto, 63, but that's no good in terms of chancery. So anyway, up to a minute 9 there with a 29, Pittsburgh narrowly missing one as well. So a pretty quiet opening frame. That too is just to advance time and not to mark a penalty. So ignore the fact that it does say penalty A versus home there. And a 76, again, we are in lieu of a chance here through 11 minutes of the first period. So we advance another minute here to minute 12, whereby we might get our game's first penalty. Let's double check and have a look here. So any Z's or X2s in Toronto's. I do see an X2. That's going to be Carl Brewer, actually, headed to the box. So the Penguins will be in the power play here for the next pair. Let's see what, if anything, they're able to do with that. And, of course, they're going to get a power play opportunity here right off the bat. We're looking at player A. Actually, player A is Chris Kunitz, actually, there in the top line, and not Sidney Crosby. Kunitz has it at the blue line on the power play, so Crosby back to Kunitz, where he is able to score from afar. So that one, whoops, I grabbed the wrong. It fooled Johnny Bower. Bower does not get credit for letting a goal in. Pittsburgh, rather, will get credit for that, and so it is Chris Kunitz here in the power play. We're going to look at time here, so I'm going to say at 12:46 here on the power play, and I'll look to, I don't know if I looked at line 3, I guess Brendan Morrow, maybe Kunitz, Morrow, Brendan Sutter, Bo Bennett, who knows. But first we're looking at the R5. There are no R5s on line 3. Kunitz himself is an R5. And it was defense bench, actually. That was just a bit of a strange thing to come up for a power play, if I do say so myself. Left defenseman as well. Maybe, I don't know, I'm going to flip this third one and just see if I get anything at all. I don't know. Kunitz from Crosby, Kunitz unassisted. I'm not keeping stats anyway. You can take your pick there. Let's get going through it, because I don't want to flip too many cards. I'll deny one team or the other a scoring chance. So we get 3 minutes here off the clock. We're going to be up to minute 16 now. And with that 5, it's going to mean a follow-up scoring chance here for Pittsburgh, looking to add to their lead. So we're looking at player K. That is Pascal Dupuis on the first line. Dupuis has it in the slot, and he's going to score and make this a 2-0 game here for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Okay, so That is at 58, so that's at 15:58. I looked at L3 and D2, but again, I'm going to look at L1 and D2 because Dupuis there being in the front line. I actually come to think of it in hindsight as well, that 6 probably should go to Crosby. I should have overlooked the fact that it was line 3. Maybe give it to a bench defense if they had any here, but definitely line 3 there for the, or not line 3 there, but rather the power play line, the line that Kunitz is on. So that was Kunitz from Crosby, and this one here, so 58 L3D2, but again Dupuis is on line 1. So Crosby here with his second assist of the night. And I guess looking to the right wing, Dupuis himself is the right wing. One more flip. I see 6 and I see line. I see nothing disqualifying Kunitz from getting an assist there. So I will say Dupuis from Crosby and Kunitz here, 15:58 of period 1. And let's play forward here. 2 more minutes coming off the clock now. 2 minutes remaining in the first period. And there could be a penalty this time to the Pittsburgh Penguins. So the follow-up flip to determine that. We have a W. Brooks Orpik will say. He's the first one I saw. We'll say Orpik goes to the box for a pair. Final couple of minutes here in the period. And we could have a shorthanded scoring chance actually here. So let's see. Shorthanded scoring chance for P. If P is not Brooks Orpik, no, it is Matt Niskanen. And I do this a little differently as well. So what I'm going to do here, this is just no goal. All scoring chances are from the blue line. So I just automatically look at the first card and not the second. Again, that is just a different way that I do it. So the final minute here, the first period, to do something that I also do differently. And you'd be surprised how often that happens, that I miss a goal by 1 in doing so. 97, however, in this case, will be a power play chance for the Toronto Maple Leafs here. A chance to cut Pittsburgh's lead in half headed into intermission. We're looking to player C. Player C is Red Kelly there on line 1. And Kelly has it at the blue line here in the power play where he also plays defense. And Kelly has scored from afar as well. So we have Kelly here from the point making this a 2-1 hockey game. Just about headed up to 20. Let's see. It's going to be at 19:26. Exactly. I see L2D2 there. I guess I might give Stanley an assist should he come up. Probably not Kent Douglas, but the center, that's Kelly himself. Left defenseman, so as mentioned, I'll say Kelly from Alan Stanley. And that was Stanley again, so I think just the one assist there on that. I'll say Kelly from Stanley here at 19:26, and I'll be right back. Okay, back for period 2 where it's 2-1 at the end of 1, and I'm going to forget this by the end of game 2, but scoring in period 1, it was Chris Kunitz in the power play and then Pascal Dupuis making it 2-0 here for Pittsburgh. Crosby assisted on both goals there. And it was Red Kelly responding for Toronto late in the period, actually, on the power play, 19:26 off the power play. Oh, I didn't do what I normally do at the end of a period, actually. I didn't check to see if there'd be a 0-minute flip. Sorry about that. Anyway, that's going to happen here and there. If I didn't say it off the top, I might make little mistakes here and there as well. I'm a little rusty with this game. It's not as in my, it's never too far from my rotation. It's not in my rotation as regularly as it has been at other times. So anyway, it's a pretty simple game, but again, when you're playing a variety of different hockey games that are all similar but a little different, some of the rules are overlapping and there are disparities with some. Anyway, so we're going to get things going here for period 2. We get 1 minute off the clock, and 1 minute will lead to no scoring chance for either team here. So we get 2 minutes up to the 2 minute mark now with a 26. So again, no chance either way. And just 1 more minute. So a slow moving period here in period 2. And now that I've said that, this could be our first bit of action here. Looking to the YX2 for a penalty for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Tim Horton actually is the first one I saw there. Though there was next to Carl Brewer, I guess, as well, his pairing mate. So one or the other is going to be in the box for a pair. Pittsburgh back to the power play. Both teams have been successful here with the man advantage. So anyway, the first minute that goes by here, we are going to get 84. That's going to be a shorthanded chance back the other way for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And this is so a shorthanded chance here for Frank Mahovlich. Frank Mahovlich unable to score on his shorthanded chance. So with the second, we're going to get another shorthanded chance. This is a terrible power play here. What a collapse for Pittsburgh here. Spoiling really a golden opportunity here to restore the 2-goal lead. It's player A, so it's Mahovlich out there, a monster on the penalty kill evidently, but again he is unsuccessful. So Marc-Andre Fleury has been the best here for Pittsburgh with their special teams, and we get another minute off the clock. And we are going to have a scoring chance this time, actually, for Pittsburgh. Perhaps better 5-on-5. We look to player A again. That is Chris Kunitz, who this time has it in the face-off circle. And that's going to be a save by Johnny Bowers. So we take 3 more minutes off the clock. I think I started to say earlier, actually, that though I won't look to reserves, Thomas Fokun and Don Simmons, I will, should either of these goaltenders falter at some point in these games. I may look to give Vokun and Simmons some time in the crease. Anyway, so up to the 9-minute mark, yes, we are going. And that's going to be that's going to be yet another chance here for Pittsburgh. The ice has been a bit tilted here in Pittsburgh's favor. We look to player F, that is Brandon Sutter on the third line. Sutter this time has it in the face-off circle. And again, Johnny Bauer holds strong, shuts the door. It's going to be 3 more minutes off the clock here. So up to minute 12 we go with the 28 this time. No chance for either side. We get another minute here just past minute 13. And with that 66, again, there's going to be no chance there either way. So 2 more minutes coming off the clock now. Up to minute 15 with the 4. Again, we have a chance for Pittsburgh. It's been pretty much all Pittsburgh here in period 2 here. With the B, we look to James Neal on the second line. James Neal, who had a 40-goal season with Pittsburgh. Neal from the blue line. He has forced a rebound here. Let's see the shooter himself. He gets his own rebound. That is a 4-4 tie. So unfortunately, James Neal, Johnny Bauer, I'm going to say he was swimming in the crease. He was able to keep that from crossing the line. And we play on here 3 more minutes now. So we're down basically to 2 minutes being left here in period 2. With that card, there is no scoring chance either way, and that brings us into the second intermission actually with 18-3 adding up to 21. So we have a scoreless second period. This has been a pretty tight game. The other playoff that I did there, the semifinal between Edmonton and Pittsburgh, really as well. To look at the 10-5 final, and I guess I've just spoiled it, but anyway, there it goes, there it is. The second game was actually a pretty tight one. There was just 3-2 for the Edmonton Oilers. So while the first game was a bit of a blowout, which a team like the '84 Oilers definitely would have had a proclivity for, the second game ended up actually being a pretty close tilt here. So I guess after 40 minutes here, I'm just going to do a little bit of shuffling live. Sometimes what I like to do, and you've seen that I've made a few small piles, is I do this, I sort of peel them off individually, and then I know that will change the order of pretty much every single card, and then I do a few thick shuffles. Somehow, even when I do that, sometimes I still have several cards coming up in sequence, but so I'll take this other little pile here and kind of do the same thing. So this has been a little shuffling talk here with Hockey Unreal, who also dropped a little earlier that he thought about calling this the Puck Drop Cafe. There is the Role Play Cafe, which Jason Graham of Flash Games, Flash Sports, is involved in. Jason Graham, who, if anybody knows anything, what has become, I reached out personally. I still haven't heard back, and I noticed in his channel he's been inactive, I think, for over a week now. I know that, like myself, he was, I never actually got Facebook in the first place, and he was looking to get rid of it. So let's talk after 40 here. But if anybody has any updates, I'd like to know, for better or for worse, if what's happened, because certainly that was the one of the sort of watching him doing what he was doing kind of, gave me part of the impetus or whatever to get this channel going. So certainly with wherever he is and whatever he's doing right now, I hope that he's perfectly fine. And Jason, if you're watching, if you're listening to this, buddy, shout out to you. It'd be nice to hear, or see from you one way or another. So here in a period 3 we go. So we're 13 minutes into this one. That was a quick period there. They are a little quicker actually when you don't get as many goals. Fewer goals means fewer cards flipped. So here for period 3, we take a pair off the clock here to kick things off with just this 1-goal game here, tight through 40. Something else I didn't say off the top as I just, get ready to award Pittsburgh the scoring chance there, is that this is a best of 2 series. In case, you didn't see the other one of the preview for this one, that's totally fine. And so how it works is going to be 2 games, most goals, much like it worked in the NHL in the playoffs, at least into the 1920s. And so I'm going to take the score. The score will carry over into the second game. It's basically 6 periods, possibly 7 if they're tied after 6, and whichever team has the most goals after 6. And after the third period, I will actually alternate in that Pittsburgh will be at home and Toronto will be on the road. Anyway, speaking of Pittsburgh, they have a scoring chance here. We are looking at player D, that is Sidney Crosby. So Sid the Kid with it at the blue line. The Toronto defense here, they've been pretty stout keeping the Pittsburgh Penguins out, and that's going to be no goal. So Crosby there with the failed scoring attempt. We take another 2 minutes off the clock, and with the 43, it looks like we could have a penalty to the Penguins as a result. Looking to player Y, the first name that pops up. I don't actually see a player Y there for the Pittsburgh Penguins. This is in an era when teams took fewer penalties and accumulated fewer penalty minutes on average. And I don't see a Y or a Z there. So sorry if I've overlooked anything. I'm going to play on here and just assume there was no penalty there. Where we get 4 minutes off the clock, Toronto running out of time to at least pull even here in game 1. 35, that's going to be no opportunity for either side. So just 9 minutes to go here in the opening 60. With the 69, 89. That's no chance for the Maple Leafs either. They need 82 or above. So up to minute 12 now we go. 99 will suffice. So 99, that's a Toronto chance. First one in a while, it feels like. First one in a long while. Maybe since the shorthanded there early in period two. It is Bob Pulford here with a chance. Pulford has it at the face-off circle. And Marc-Andre Fleury coming up with the save here to keep Pittsburgh ahead. So 4 more minutes coming off the clock now. We're up to minute 16. And there could be a penalty to Toronto late in this game. I will. Normally in the final 5 minutes, actually, I don't, if I'm being quite honest with myself. So I think I'm going to overlook that penalty. And because was that a pair of penalties that came up? Yeah, penalty versus home, penalty versus away. Whatever, I'm going to overlook them both. Well, technically, if I'm overlooking this one, though, I would go up to minute 18, so I am going to do that as well. Watch this be another penalty. No, that's a 31, so no scoring chance there. And typically I do, though, I overlook in the final 5 minutes. I know some who they overlook a minor penalty in the final 10 minutes, and that's all that was. It wasn't a major or anything. This one could be, however, but wait a minute now. I'm sort of losing track. Yeah, no scoring chance. So we're up to the final minute here in period 3. Let's see if we get a chance either way. Just under Toronto's chance range, and that's not a 0 minute. So after game 1 here, after 60 minutes of 120 or more, it's a tight 2-1 verdict here in favor of the Pittsburgh Penguins. I will be back here momentarily once I switch things around.